Their business acumen is staggering. Their wealth, the subject of envy. But behind the money, the notoriety, and the often unwanted attention, is a sense of purpose. To help those in need. To build a legacy to be proud of. This is a series that delves into the lives of those who give. This is The Philanthropists. This time on The Philanthropists, I'm speaking with Jonathan Goodman, Montreal pharmaceutical entrepreneur and a very generous man. He's been through a lot in life, but he sees it all as a gift. Hello, Jonathan. How are you?
Good morning. Great. And yourself?
I'm good. You know, in reading about you, there were so many interesting things I almost didn't know where I wanted to begin. But I thought I'd begin with 18-year-old you. What happened when you were 18?
I was diagnosed with cancer. I was studying at the London School of Economics, and I was playing a lot of squash, and I thought I pulled my groin, and I went home for spring break, and my father took one look at me. I had lost 20 pounds, and I thought it was because British cuisine that was so bad at the time in the late 80s. And he took one look at me, took me to the Jewish General Hospital. Doctor provided a physical exam. Yes, it included rectal. And next thing I know, I was admitted to the hospital and I was diagnosed with Hodgkin's.
That's a moment a lot of people have in life where they hear a diagnosis. What was your reaction when they told you that?
My reaction was, this is the only life we get. We have to make the most of it. And when I was diagnosed with Hodgkin's disease, my parents opened a bottle of champagne because the cure rate is so high. So I knew it was just a process. And sometimes in life, we have to deal with crap in order to get to the promised land. And for me, treatment was going to be a year, and then I was going to be fine.
So you became very kind of clinical about it. You didn't find yourself falling into emotion.
The worst thing one can do when facing adversity is to say, why me? It's really to focus on what you need to do to get through and to live a normal, productive, healthy life.
So you end up going through law school, and your career path is anything but mediocre. But you wanted to be your own boss, is that right?
My father's an entrepreneur. He started Pharmascience, third largest generic pharmaceutical manufacturer and distributor in Canada. I love him, and I love my brother, who's older than me, PhD in pharmacology. I just couldn't work with them. And, I don't know kids with play dates, if you have 3, there's always 2 against 1. And I said, you know what? I can't play in the sandbox. And so I said, Dad, you sell generic pharmaceuticals. I'm going to sell brand products. You make drugs. I'm not going to make anything. You do R&D. I'm not going to do any. You're private. I'm going to be public. So I started Paladin, my first company, when I was 28. Just graduated from McGill with my law degree and an MBA. And I said, I'm going to start this as a public company. We started at $1.50 a share. And 19 years later, we sold it for $152 a share, or a $6 million market cap at $3.2 billion.
So it kind of worked out then, is what you're saying.
It did. Most importantly, we helped Canadian patients. We touched people's lives.
So this brings me to another piece of you, which is where Tikkun Olam comes into your life and the effect perhaps your mother or your parents had on coming from a place of privilege, but making sure you did something with it. How were you shaped by their attitude towards Tikkun Olam, and how does it work for you?
My mother of blessed memory used to say, we're not put on this earth just to take up space. We're put on this earth to make a difference. And my mother never said anything once. She said it thousands of times. And both my parents led by example. My mother, I could remember dressing up for Purim as a Karen Kayemet box, her little blue box. Our house was always filled with volunteers. My mother described herself as a professional volunteer, dedicating herself to making a difference. And that's who I am.
Tell me more about that.
I spent 15% of my time over the last 29 years repairing our broken world. I've done everything. I've fielded the largest team in the province of Quebec for the Ride to Conquer Cancer, which is a fundraiser to raise money for the Jewish General Hospital Cancer Research Program. We have 100% participation in Centraide, employee participation in Centraide since the company's founding. When it comes to tzedakah, we punch above our weight. No one ever said on their deathbed that they should have worked harder. What they say is they should have spent more time with family, friends, and given back to community. That's what life is about. That is meaning.
What advice do you have for people who are thinking about their tikkun olam?
At work, people say to me, one sentence I say over and over again is, how hard can it be? You just got to start. Things are more challenging in your mind than they actually are. Just get out, just do it. Every day is a blessing. And we can't waste time. It's a sin to waste time.
Well, I hope I haven't wasted your time. I really appreciate you doing this with me.
Absolutely.
Jonathan Goodman, thank you very much for being with us. Well, that's it for The Philanthropists. I'm Ralph Ben Murgy. You take care of each other.